Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. In today's tutorial, I am going to teach you how to make this cute mini hat. As you can see, I have done this hat and attached it to a chain to form a keychain. This is using the basic stitches of crochet like single crochet stitches. I have used two different yarn colors to make this hat, and in order to make it more beautiful, I have sewed a flower onto the hat. It's very easy to do and it can be done by any absolute beginner. The materials that I need are a 2.5 mm hook. Here I have taken two different colored cotton yarns. You can also go for woolen yarns, a pair of scissors and a ring with chains so that I can sew my hat to this to make it into a keychain. So let's begin. First, I'll make a magic ring. Into this magic ring, I am going to work 10 single crochets. So I made my 10 single crochets into this ring. Here I will be using this yellow as a main color and providing the stripe with the pink color. It will be quite alternate to the one that I have already done. So I am going to slip stitch onto the first single crochet. And pull the tail of the magic circle very tight so that there is no gap in the center. Again chain 1. Now into each of these single crochets I will be working 2 single crochets. Since I have done 10 single crochets in the row 1, so by the end of row 2 I will be having 20 single crochets. So you continue the sequence of working 2 single crochets into each of these single crochet till the end of the row. So here I have done with my second row and I have 20 single crochets. I have slip stitched into my first single crochet. For the third row again I need to chain 1 and turn my work. Now I will be working 1 single crochet into each of these stitches. That means at the end of the third row again I will be left with 20 single crochet. Now from row 3 to row 6 or 7 you will be repeating the same way. That is, after end of each row you need to chain 1 and turn your work and work 1 single crochet into each stitch. That means after each row your number of single crochets that you will be having is always 20. So you continue the sequence of working about 4 to 5 rows with this color, and later on we will change the color as we have seen in this hat and work the 2 rows with this new color. You should remember one thing, that you need to chain 1 and turn your work after each row is complete. So here I have done about 7 rows and the repeat sequence started from row 3 to row 7 where I had mentioned to chain 1 and turn your work and work 1 single crochet into each of these stitches. So in the end of each of the rows from row 3 to row 7 you will be having 20 single crochets. So at the end of row 7 I need to slip stitch into my first stitch and change color. So I'll be slip stitching using the new color. I need to chain 1 and turn my work. To put both the yarns inside of my hat. Now since you are working 20 single crochets into each of these rows, you are getting this basket kind of look which will form the top of your hat. You need to tie tight knots with the previous yarn. And then continue working in the similar pattern. That is, working 1 single crochet into each of these stitches. I will be working 2 rows using this new color. So sequence remains the same, that is chain 1, turn your work 1 single crochet into each stitch, and end of each row it should be 20 single crochets. So work 2 rows in the similar way with the new color. So here you can see I have done the 2 rows using the new color, and I have slip stitched into my first stitch and changed my color to my main color and cut the new color. Now I need to tie knots with this previous color. So once this is done, again with the main color, I need to chain 1 and turn my work and work 1 more row of this repeat sequence with this main color before I start making the brim part of the hat. I'm putting this tail of my new color under my stitch so that it gets hidden. So I'll be working this row in the same pattern, that is 1 single crochet into each stitch till the end of the round. So you continue working this till you reach the end. So here I have slip stitch into my first stitch. From the start till now I have worked about 10 rows. Now we are going to work the brim part. Since you can see the brim is wider, so in this row you need to chain 1, and from now on you need not turn your work. You can just keep on working in rounds. From here what you'll be doing is, for each stitch I'll be working about 2 single crochets per stitch. So you will get a wider brim. So I'll be making increases, that is working 2 single crochets per stitch. So in my first stitch I have made 2 single crochets. Into the next again work 2 single crochets. So in this way you have to continue working the pattern of 2 single crochets per stitch till the end of the row. So my first row of brim is done. Now for the next 2 or 3 rows, depending upon how wider you need this portion to be, you need to work 1 single crochet per stitch. So in case if you are planning to work 2 more rows, then for those 2 rows you will be working 1 single crochet per stitch. So you continue the sequence of working as many rows as you want, depending upon the width of the brim that you need. I think 1 or 2 rows would be fine enough. So for the brim part, I have done in total 3 rows. The first row was a row of increases where I will work 2 single crochets per row, and the next 2 rows was to work 1 single crochet per stitch. So in total I have worked 3 rows. I have cut my yarn. Now the next part would be to sew a flower onto the hat. Here I have already done this flower, so I shall teach you how it is done. For this I need to work a magic circle, and within this magic circle I will be working these 5 petals of the flower. For each of the petals the stitches that I will follow is chain 1, followed by 1 half double crochet into the circle. Again chain 1 and slip stitch into the magic circle. So this will be the stitch for one of my petals. Since I am making a very little flower, so I am following these kind of stitches. Again I need to chain 1, work 1 half double crochet into the magic circle, followed by chain 1 and slip stitch into the circle. So this is the way in which I have done this flower. In total I will be working 5 petals in this way, and then pulling the yarn of my magic circle in order to close the center part, and then cut my yarn. Then in order to make it more beautiful, I have sewed a bead in the center. So you can follow this pattern and make this flower. Now we will sew this flower to the hat. For that I have just left these 2 yarns. So I can just pull the yarn from the back part of the hat. So I need not sew in this case. I can just tie tight knots. And later on you can put this extra yarn into the back part and cut off the excess part. So this is how you can sew the flower or join the flower to your hat. Now the third and final step would be to attach your hat to the ring. So in order to do that, what I'll be doing is, this is the tail of the magic circle that you had done initially. So I'll just pull that through this center. And then pass it through the last ring of the chain. This will be easier. Just pass it through this. And again pull this to the same hole. So from the back part of the hat, you need to tie to one of the stitches. Now since I was finding difficult to do with this hook, so I have put the yarn into my needle. Now one more important thing that you should remember is, while making the magic circle, you need to leave a bit longer yarn, say about 15 centimeter, so that you can easily put it on the back part and tie knots. That I had forgotten to tell you, and even I forgot to do it actually. So just watch out. I have to just sew it inside my back part and go through this. In order to tie knots. So do this like 2-3 times. Pull this yarn through this loop. So you can cut off this excessive yarn. So I'll just put all the loose end of my yarn and get back to you. So I've taken all of my yarns inside and cut the excess part. This is the last one which I had left while working the brim. So you have to just put it like this, and with a very fine hook you need to pull the yarn on the back part of your hat. So once this is done, cut off the excess yarn and turn your work. So this is the front part of your hat. So here you can see a difference between the cap that I had done earlier and the one that I did just now. This is mainly because while doing this I used a 3 mm hook, and for doing this I used a 2.5 mm hook. So the more finer the hook that you use, the more smaller cap you get. So if you want still smaller cap, you can go for a 1.5 mm hook or a 1 mm hook. So depending upon your own innovations and creativity, you can make the cap as you need. One more thing is that you can put alternate colors. That is, after every 2 rows you can change colors and make striped hats, or you can put bows instead of flowers. So these are the various options that you have to make this hat. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If you have any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.